Section 1 of The Man from Snowy River and Other Verses by Banjo Paterson. Read for LibriVox.org by Christoph Donges. Preface and Prelude. The Man from Snowy River and Other Verses by A.B. Paterson, the Banjo, with preface by Rolf Boulderwood. Preface. It is not easy to write ballads descriptive of the bushland of Australia, as on light consideration would appear. Reasonably good verse on the subject has been supplied in sufficient quantity, but the maker of folk songs for our newborn nation requires a somewhat rare combination of gifts and experiences. Dowered with the poet's heart, he must yet have passed his vendanger amid the stern solitude of Austral waste, must have ridden the race in the back-block township, guided by the reckless stock-horse adown the mountain spur, and followed the night-long moving, spectral-seeming herd in the droving days. Amid such scarce congenial surroundings comes oft that finer sense which renders visible bright gleams of humour, pathos, and romance, which, like undiscovered gold, await the fortunate adventurer. That the author has touched this treasure trove, not less delicately than distinctly, no true Australian will deny. In my opinion, this collection comprises the best bush ballads written since the death of Lindsay Gordon. Rolf Boulderwood. A number of these verses are now published for the first time. Most of the others were written for and appeared in the Bulletin, Sydney, New South Wales, and are therefore already widely known to readers in Australasia. A.B. Paterson. Prelude. I have gathered these stories afar, in the wind and the rain, in the land where the cattle camps are, on the edge of the plain, on the overland routes of the west, where the watches were long, I have fashioned in earnest and jest these fragments of song. They are just the rude stories one hears, in sadness and mirth, the records of wandering years, and scant is their worth. Though their merits indeed are but slight, I shall not repine, if they give you one moment's delight, old comrades of mine. End of section 1. This recording is in the public domain. Section 2 of The Man from Snowy River and Other Verses by Banjo Paterson. Read for LibriVox.org by Christoph Donges. The Man from Snowy River. There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around that the colt from Old Regret had got away, and had joined the wild bush horses. He was worth £1,000. So all the cracks had gathered to the fray. All the tried and noted riders from the stations near and far had mustered at the homestead overnight. For the bushmen love hard riding where the wild bush horses are, and the stock horse snuffs the battle with delight. There was Harrison who made his pile when Pardon won the cup, the old man with his hair as white as snow. But few could ride beside him when his blood was fairly up. He would go wherever horse and man could go. And Clancy of the Overflow came down to lend a hand. No better horseman ever held the reins, for never horse could throw him while the saddle girths would stand. He learnt to ride while droving on the plains. And one was there a stripling on a small and weedy beast. He was something like a racehorse, undersized, with a touch of Timor pony, 3 parts thoroughbred at least, and such as are by mountain horsemen prized. He was hard and tough and wary, just the sort that won't say die. There was courage in his quick impatient tread, and he bore the badge of gameness in his bright and fiery eye, and the proud and lofty carriage of his head. But still so slight and weedy, one would doubt his power to stay, and the old man said, that horse will never do. For a long and tiring gallop, lad, you'd better stop away. Those hills are far too rough for such as you. So he waited sad and wistful, only Clancy stood his friend. I think we ought to let him come, he said. I'll warrant he'll be with us when he's wanted to the end, for both his horse and he are mountain bred. He hails from Snowy River, up by Kosciuszko's side, where the hills are twice as steep and twice as rough.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?